Hello, this is Jean. Pow Barabajagal is the name I go by for this channel, and I wanted to do a contest entry for Rachel's Ghost. Rachel, formerly Rachel the Music Mams, has a new channel that's Rachel's Ghost, rising from the ashes of, bad channel drama, and wanted to support her, and grateful that she's making videos again. So it's a contest, and her friend Michael45 has helped her reestablish this new channel, and there were 3 things you're supposed to do. One is show a record with a ghost or a ghost theme on the cover. Second, show a comeback album. And third, show something as a shout out to Michael. And Michael is from Germany, so I'm going to do something related to a short period of time I was in Germany. It's not quite a German pressing of an album or otherwise related to Germany other than through my own experience of being in Germany. So hopefully that qualifies. I think it does. I think I've got a decent enough story to use that. So my first one that is a ghost theme, and I have CDs as well as LPs. Really, most of my collection tends to be CDs, so I'm including CDs here. This album here is called Parthenon Huxley. P. Hux is what he often goes under when he's using a band, but really it's just him and his drummer Gordon Townsend on this album. Parthenon Huxley, Purgatory Falls. And this picture was a picture after his wife passed away from a 13-month battle with cancer. And this is a picture taken the day they spread her ashes, and the photo developed, and it had, kind of a spectral image in it. And that's, he felt, potentially was her ghost. This is a great album. It's really an album that more people should know about. I've got a reflection here, sorry. But here's the titles. They're all in some way related to his wife and him dealing with her loss. And it's a real, fantastic, wrenching album. Really great pop singer-songwriter. It's also kind of a difficult album to find. It's out of print. Came out in, I want to say 2000, let's see. Oh, I got to go back inside the booklet to find out the year it came out. I believe it's 2001. Let me get that right. But he lives in, I think, the Los Angeles area these days, but originally he was from, I think, Winston-Salem. He previously, I think, had a pseudonym of Rick Rock when he was first recording with in the Winston-Salem Mitch Easter kind of camp. So then he moved to Los Angeles and had a record deal that didn't really work out initially. I think he had publishing, and he was working at one of the major record companies, and then in about 1995 or 96, he put out an album called P. Hux Deluxe, which was a really great pop album. And then this was the album after it, which is much more mature and wrenching, and just really great songs on this album. And he's continued to record to this day, but more people should know about him. Very Beatle-y, very much a classic rock influenced Beatle guy. So anyway, I believe it's 2001, but I'm just not seeing it very well. So if you get a chance to find this album, Purgatory Falls, and the title is where his wife grew up, in Purgatory Falls, I think New Hampshire. So very, very based on his former wife, Janet Healy, or Haley Healy, I think she went by. Okay, so that's my first entry, Purgatory Falls. Second entry, a comeback album. I've been revisiting somebody who I really like a lot, and that's Nick Lowe. And this is Nick Lowe's Jesus of Cool. So that's his first solo album. His second solo album was Labor of Lust. And you could argue that in the United Kingdom, his comeback album was Jesus of Cool, which was also called Pure Pop for Now People in the States, because he had his biggest hit, I Love the Sound of Breaking Glass, that hit number 13 on this album. But his biggest hit in the US is Cruel to Be Kind, and that hit number 12 here. I love both albums. I would say that Jesus of Cool was a real comeback for him because he previously was in the band Brinsley Schwarz. Here's Brinsley Schwarz. Before that, he was in a 60s band called Kippington Lodge, but then Brinsley Schwarz was, excuse me, kind of a country rock, pub rock band with a lot of power pop overtones. And he was the bass player and one of the main writers. And Brinsley Schwarz was their guitarist. And after they broke up, they really didn't find, they kind of had a failed hype situation. So after they broke up in 1975, Nick Lowe was pretty much living on people's couches. And it was through Stiff Records and becoming a producer for bands like The Damned and becoming associated with Elvis Costello, who he wrote songs for. Actually, his What's So Funny About Peace and Love and Understanding was a Brinsley Schwarz song from their 6th album, which I don't have. I have 5 of their albums, their first 5. And Cruel to Be Kind was also a Brinsley Schwarz song that they redid and recorded with the band Rockpile with Dave Edmunds. So that's the comebacks. And then I am going to say my album related to Germany is Joan Baez's Farewell Angelina. This is my favorite Joan Baez album, and I really didn't listen to Joan Baez that much. This album is from, I think, 1965. I think that's right. At worst, I might be off by a year, 1966. I think 1965. You know, fair number of Bob Dylan and Phil Ochs covers on it. Farewell Angelina is a Bob Dylan song. Daddy, You Been on My Mind. It's All Over Now, Baby Blue. Donovan's Colors is on here. I'm wrong. There's not a Phil Ochs song on here, but there's some traditional songs. Hard Rain's Gonna Fall, so it's a very Dylan-heavy album. But I just really, you know, kind of really enjoyed that album by her. I was an exchange student to Germany for 1 month, and I got a room in a house where the family gave me a little cassette player, and it played at slightly too slow of a speed, and I had 2 cassettes that they could give me. They gave me Farewell Angelina, and they gave me a cassette of the David Bowie soundtrack to Christine F., which, if you know that soundtrack, it's basically a compilation album of the Berlin-era David Bowie albums. So it had, like, the German version of Heroes on it, and then it had, you know, things from Heroes and Low and Lodger. So I played those 2 tapes constantly for a month. I was able to buy some other records while I was there, but I didn't have access to a turntable. So I came back with a suitcase full of about 30 records, and apart from my Vespa scooter. But that album reminds me of Germany because it was one of the few things I had to play there. So I hope, Michael, that's acceptable. Maybe you like Joan Baez. I kind of hope so. Anyway, hope this helps out your new channel, Rachel. Good luck, and thank you so much. Bye.